Hey, all you scrapbookers out there. Do you ever find yourself with a really cool photo and some really pretty paper that you think will go great with it, but then you have absolutely no idea what to do next? I'm going to help you figure that out. My name is C. Stevens, and I am the person behind Tradefish Designs, where we get photos off of our phone, document our daily lives, and there's really no wrong way to be creative. Starting this weekend, this Saturday, I am starting a new series. The last Saturday of every month, I am going to release to you a scrap journal sketch that you can use. Sometimes it will be one page, sometimes it will be two pages. This week, it's going to be one page. It is going to feature the weathered Indigo paper by Creative Memories, designed specifically for the scrap journal. Stick around and see what I create next. All right, everybody, we're back with our process video. First thing I wanted to do was I wanted to show you one of the paper kits or collections that are designed for the scrap journal by Creative Memories. Instead of worrying about, I have a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, something like this, how do I cut it down to fit in a scrap journal? What do I do? Couple things you can do. You can use a sketch to kind of help you take that larger piece of paper and cut it down, or you can start off with a collection that is designed for the scrap journal. Today I thought I would highlight both of those things, right? I'm going to highlight the Weathered Indigo designer paper pack and sticker collection. Here we go, with Creative Memories. And I'm also going to show you how I took this and I added one of my sketches and created a great layout. So first, let's start by looking at the Weathered Indigo designer paper pack. I've already used it to prep for the video, so I want to highlight that you're getting 2 sheets of each pattern. The front and the back are different pattern, but you'll get 2 sheets for a total of 12 sheets of paper. But since I've already pre-cut, I'm just going to go ahead and use the ones that I have aside here. So here is a gorgeous plaid. I am all about some plaid, and navy blue is my favorite color, so it's perfect. Here is a very cool kind of a taupey gray background with some distressing in it. You can see that. That's beautiful. So that's the first sheet. Second sheet is a beautiful caramel colored paper that has a little bit of a design in it. I think you can see it. Okay. When you flip that over, we get more of the navy blue with a pattern with some of the caramel accent in there. Here we have a cool gray, almost like a ribbon effect. See that up close? Flipping that over, we get a cool newsprint. And it is at an angle. And then another one of my favorites is this pattern paper with, again, with kind of the beige background, some cool gray, navy, and caramel flowers of some sort, wildflowers. And then on the other side, a little more sedate pattern, but a repetitive pattern in the beige and caramel. Then we have a soft plaid, almost a gingham, I guess, if you will. Flip that over. You have a very cool page. It's basically like a ledger page, but it's got distress like coffee stains, which is very cool. Then the last sheet is this very soft, it's in the cool gray, soft florals. And then on the other side, again, is varying shades of the cool gray with a different type of floral pattern. Okay, so you will get 2 of each of these. Move that out of the way. Then if you purchase the stickers, here we go. Here are the stickers laid out, and I'm going to use some of them in the in the layout today, but they're very cool. For example, they're clear stickers, but I'll show you. See how you still get the coffee stain or the tea stain, but it's a clear background sticker. So it's a little different than the typical stickers, but still absolutely beautiful. You have some washi here, some rickrack, some pennants. Again, the coffee staining. Here you have some cool ephemera pieces, cameras, postage stamps, some florals, fleur-de-lis, just some really cool kind of accent stickers. And then here you have some very cool stickers that could be used for titles or other embellishment. Mix something small in an embellishment cluster, that sort of thing. So that is the Weathered Indigo collection that I have, that I purchased. And now we are going to look at a sketch I came up with. And this is for a single photo on a page. A lot of times, most of my layouts have multiple photos, but sometimes you have just that one photo you really like and you want to make it the center of attention on a page. And this is a single page layout, not double. But for me, I have it on 2 pages because this border on the side is multiple layers. So I've kind of broken it out, okay? So what we're going to do is I'm going to shift over and I'm going to get you the pieces that I have already pre-cut to save some time. Okay. There we go. All right. So what we have here is, like I said, that navy plaid is my absolute favorite. So that is the base of this page. Then I'm going to try to leave these side by side so you can see them. Then I have taken the newsprint and pulled some scraps together of some of my favorites, right? I love that designed paper, and I'm going to layer it. And then I took one of our punches, one of our Border Maker cartridge punches, and I'm going to use this in a different way, right? I'm going to put it on the side. So you have the navy, but you're not seeing the full design. You're only getting part of it. So let's go ahead and let's first jump into the border. Okay, I'm going to set these off to the side. And here we go. Here is C, here is B, here is A, and these are D. So let me build up these first. We're going to start with the floral. And I'm going to use my repositionable just to make sure that if I don't like how it's lined up, I can take it apart and start over, right? All about the ability to fix if you need to. And now this repositionable, it's repositionable for a certain period of time. After that, my understanding is that it does become permanent. Also, when it's in the pages in your scrapbook, you're probably not going to have any issue with anything coming apart. Okay, so that is A, B, and C put together. And D, here we go. This is what D in the end will look like. And I will, by the way, I will put a link to not only the Weathered Indigo, but also to any of the tools that I've used if they are available. And I believe this one is available. Okay, so what I'm going to do this border piece here. Take my repositionable. Oh, well, that is out. Luckily, I have a standby. It's just that easy to refill the repositionable adhesive. Ooh. Oh, except this is not repositionable. I guess I must be out. Okay, well, I am going to use some other repositionable because I'm out of my refills. So I'm going to use something else that I have as a backup. An old product. And we're just going to run it all along the one side. And let's take that. And I want just enough to show on either side. Okay. And now let's do the other side. All right. All right. And there we go. Let me move this out of the way. Okay, so now we can go back to the main sketch. And by the way, this is a sketch I did create, and I will post this sketch on my blog. I'll put a link in the description so you can actually have a copy of it. But here is the border piece, okay? Now let's move these other bits out of the way. Let's pull in my other pieces. Now, just so you know, this photo is for a 3.5 by 5.5 photo, I believe. I think my photo that I ultimately chose is 3 by 5. So, but you can always tweak any sketch that I give you to go with the photo. Okay. Yeah. All right. So here's our base page, which is the cool caramel, whitish, beige, and navy base page. Then this border will ride on the left side. And I am going to trim this a little bit. Didn't get things as lined up as I would like. Okay. Okay, clean those bits off later. But the way I have this sketch is I have the newsprint sheet. I have that there. I have the border embellishment on the side. Okay. Then I have the photo mat. And like I said, originally I designed this for a 3.5 by 5.5. But the photo I'm actually going to use is of my sweet daughter-in-law, Charity, who is such a good sport. My husband and son are avid fishermen, and they have taken her out, you know, at crazy hours in the morning, freezing temperatures, freezing water. And so I thought this would be a great page for me to capture of Charity and possibly send this to my son to hang in his office. So let me go ahead and I'm going to have to trim since I did the photo at, I think I did it at 3.5 by 5 instead of 5.5. So I think it just came out better on my Photoshop program that way. Okay. Put that there as her mat on her photo. And then I'm just going to trim it down using my photo printer, and that is close enough. Okay, so let me go ahead and let me put this down first, because I'll cover this edge. So this is my permanent adhesive. So when I put this down, this bad boy is going nowhere. Okay, let me see if I can kind of line that up. The beautiful thing about using plaid paper is that you can often take advantage of the lines. So let me go ahead and let me put the border piece on. And I'll be honest, I tend to be kind of generous with adhesive. Just a habit from back in the day when you use some of the old adhesive and it would never stay on very long. Okay, so again, I'm going to line this up with one of the lines on the paper. I'm going to double check to make sure this fits within it. I'm going to line it up a little bit more with the side edge. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to set that here, and then I'm going to take one of these stickers, and I think I'm going to use Memories in the Making. I get it to come off here. And I'm actually going to use this as my title. Put it over a little to the side, and then I'm going to put this underneath, because I'm pretty confident that many memories were made that day with Rob and Will. Kind of put that a little centered. Okay. And then let's see about taking some other embellishment stickers. And I'm going to put that here on the side. And this will mimic some of the foliage in the background here. I like that. And then what else do I have? Okay, we'll use a heart and a stamp. Let's use this sticker. Heart. Here we go. That there. And then because we have lovely blue, let's see, do I want to add more blue or do I want to add, let's see about adding, yeah, we already have a lot of blue, but let's pull in some more of the caramel color. There we go. All right, that was really simple to put together, other than the complication of me layering all the layers, but I think it's cool and it makes a big difference. And then I will probably do some sort of journaling here. I didn't do that today, but I will find out the date this was taken, and I'll put some cute journaling. But in any event, you've got a single page scrap journal layout, just paper and stickers, nothing else other than, you know, obviously I've built up an embellishment border on the side, but again, it's all paper and stickers. And with that, I'll leave you. I'll leave you to enjoy the photo of my fabulous daughter-in-law, Charity, fly fishing with the boys. If you have any questions about the Weathered Indigo scrap journal paper collection, the stickers, any of my sketch ideas, please link them below. And as always, I'd love for you to give this video a thumbs up, like, subscribe, as that really helps my channel. And with that, I'll see you in the outro. Bye, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that scrap journal layout that I made of my daughter-in-law Charity with Creative Memories Weathered Indigo paper. Stick around. Next week, I'll have another layout where I use the Weathered Indigo paper because I absolutely love it. And it is designed specifically for the scrap journal. So what could be more perfect? The last thing I'll leave you with is wanted to promote again a craft cruise that my friend Kathy Smith and I are teaching on. It is a Royal Caribbean cruise to the Mexican Riviera in January of next year, 2027. If you're interested, I'll have more information down below. And again, if you're still here, thank you so much. Please feel free to like, subscribe, and share all of the cool things you are learning on this video. Thanks.